Hey, what is up, mortals? It is Rosalio Turbiartes here with a new video for you. In this video, we'll dive into Deku's hero costume evolution from the My Hero Academia anime. I just wanted to greet you guys by saying, just sit back and relax, you're in for a treat. So let's get started. Out of every character in the My Hero Academia series, no one has had many costume changes as the main character, Izuku Midoriya. We've analyzed every member of Class 1A except for our protagonist. But you know what they say, save the best for last. It's time to analyze the costume evolution of the long-awaited hero, Deku. From the cute costume his mother lovingly made to the ragged and terrifying costume he wore as the vigilante, there have been various cosmetic and support alterations made throughout the years he's been at UA. Let's start with the very first costume, which debuted in Season 1, and only lasted 2 episodes. It's Costume Alpha. Costume Alpha was a design concept created by Midoriya when he was a kid, and kept within his notebook. The design is heavily inspired and designed after All Might. After his mother caught a glimpse of the design, she went out of her way to bring the costume to life. The green jumpsuit was bought from a sports store, with his knee and elbow support pads being from 2 separate sports stores as well. His utility belt and mask was bought from a military supply store. The clothes on the lower part of the mask was painted on. His white gloves are ordinary and are from a home improvement store. Finally, the jumpsuit, hoodie, and mask combo is a homemade ski mask, whose materials came from a home improvement store like his gloves. In total, the costume was 40,380 yen, which is approximately 292 USD, or 288 euros. This costume is reminiscent of Western comic book superhero costumes, with the skin-light one-piece costume. All Might's hero costume is a skin-tight one-piece costume as well. Costume Alpha was designed to mimic All Might. At this point in the series, he sees himself as All Might's successor with All Might's quirk. He holds the hero in such high regard, he puts him above himself, and will rather continue his legacy instead of his own. Besides the reference to All Might, the costume is plain, which shows that he has a vague idea of what kind of hero he wants to be, besides All Might's successor. Midoriya's mask respirator has pattern on the button half which resembles teeth, as it mimics All Might's smile. His hoodie has horn-like protrusions at the top which resembles All Might's hair. This design was only used once, as it was promptly destroyed by Bakugo during the Battle Trials arc. Despite its short appearance, Costume Alpha was Midoriya's starting point. It shows where Midoriya's headspace was at. He wanted his costume to be a homepage to All Might before any practical elements were added, such as a support braces. It's also a pivotal moment in Midoriya's life, as his mother realized that her child wasn't the fragile and helpless son she always viewed him as. Her creation of this costume was her sign of trust and belief in him after years of doubt. While Costume Alpha was being repaired in post-battle trials arc, a new makeshift costume was created for the USJ arc. Costume Alpha 2.0 is essentially a UA gym uniform tracksuit with his respiratory mask, white gloves, plus knee and elbow pads. After the USJ arc, Midoriya's next hero costume wouldn't be seen until the second half of the season 2, during the Hero Killer arc, when he revealed it to Gran Torino. A fun fact is that from Hero Costume Beta onward, Midoriya shares the same support gear company as Todoroki, as both of their costumes are straightforward all-purpose jumpsuits. Costume betas are designed to follow the same design pattern as Costume Alpha, but with various changes in materials to make it more suited for the hero work. The jumpsuit's color now are darker green, and the white patterns on the sides are black. The cloth also appears to be made out of thicker and more resistant material than Costume Alpha's thin and skin-tight cloth. He also has more padding and joint braces, as he now has beige shoulder pads, knee pads that cover the entirety of the leg from shins up to his thighs, new gloves, and a metal respirator mask to replace his plastic one. Unlike Costume Alpha, Midoriya doesn't permanently wear Costume Beta's mask and hoodie, and in fact, he never used the hood until the Shie Hasaikai arc, when Meteor flipped his hood up when Overhaul appeared. At this point, Deku already moved onto his costume Gamma, other than that one instance. He doesn't use his hood again until the Tatara's Escapees arc, with his Vigilant costume. This costume shows how much Midoriya has grown after the sports festival. He keeps the design elements his mother made and has moved on from the mask that resembles All Might's smile. He also doesn't wear the hood which proudly references All Might's hair, showing how he's developing a growing sense of self-identity. That is a major theme that Midoriya learns while with Gran Torino. As the old mentor told him that his reference towards All Might is the very thing holding him back, helping him unlock his full cowl. The new mastery of One for All paved the way for the creation of Costume Gamma in Season 3, with Midoriya finally overcoming the hurdle of destroying his body while using One for All. He changes up his fighting style to one that relies on full cowl. Before the provisional license exam, Deku was thinking of ways to create ultimate moves, which led to him realizing that he used his arms while fighting in an attempt to subconsciously imitate All Might. And as a result, his arms sustained significant damage. To avoid destroying his arms beyond repair, he developed Shoot Style, which focuses on kicking for offensive attack. Costume Gamma's major differences from Costume Battle was the addition of Iron Souls, arm braces, and later on, Air Force gloves. The Iron Souls attached to his red shoes magnifying the power of his kick. They work by absorbing the impact of a kick and redistributing the kinetic energy back out. His gloves are now longer to his new arm braces lessened to strain One for All's cost to his arms. Just before the UA School Festival, Mei Hatsume created the Air Force glove, which gives Midoriya the ability to use his power for long-range projectile attacks by concentrating blasts of pressurized air by flicking his finger. They're referred to as air guns and were first seen used during the Deku vs Gentle Criminal and La Brava fight. With both full crawling, shoot style, and new support items accommodate with the new fighting style, Midoriya has a major strides in creating his own new hero identity and making One for All his own quirk. It's also shown how Midoriya is growing out of his reckless behavior, as he's learning to preserve his body as much as he can with his hero costume upgrade. Especially after his fight with Muscular almost led to his arms being permanently irreparable. Midoriya's next costume was only exclusively seen within the third movie. It's his stealth suit from the World Heroes mission. Before we get into that, let me tell you about this video sponsor, Honey. Honey is a free browser add-on available on Google, Opera, Firefox, Safari. If it's a browser, it has Honey. Honey automatically saves you money when you check out on sites like Amazon, Papa John's, Kohl's. Wherever you shop is a good chance that Honey can save you money. All you have to do when you're checking out these major sites, click that little orange button, and it will scan the entire internet and find discount codes for you. It takes only 2 clicks to install Honey. Now anytime you check out, Honey will scan the entire internet and find a coupon code for you. If there's a coupon code, they will find it. And if there's not a coupon code, you can rest assured that you are getting the best price possible. And there literally is not one available on the internet. If you install Honey right now, you can save $50 to $100 on your shopping, doing nothing. There's literally no reason not to install Honey. It takes 2 clicks, 10 million people use it, 100,000 5-star reviews. Unless you hate money, you should install Honey. Deku's stealth suit was provided by the World Heroes Association, as he, alongside Bakugo and Todoroki, was selected by the Endeavor Agency to go on a special mission at Otheon. Midoriya's stealth suit follows the same design patterns as the Costume Gamma, but the design is sleeker and almost completely black with various stylic green accents. His metal respirator mask is replaced with the one reminiscent of Costume Alpha's mask as well. Despite having a more sleek and stealthy costume, Midoriya only uses his new hood and mask combo once briefly, and the costume itself is only seen in a small portion of the movie. Although the costume is designed with the focus of stealth as its primary function, Midoriya still maintains much of his support items and joint braces for combat, just recolored for enhanced stealth. His arm braces are cut, however, and his Air Force gloves are bulkier, resembling the ones May will make for him after the Paranormal Liberation War arc. On his shoulders, there are the letters WHA, which stands for World Heroes Association. After the brief existence of Midoriya's stealth suit, Costume Gamma continues to receive upgrades. The Paranormal Liberation War arc follows right off the heels of the World Heroes mission in the My Hero Academia timeline, and many important fights will lead to the current war arc. One such battle was Deku vs Shigaraki, in which along with his arm bracers and Air Force gloves were destroyed. Mei Hatsume would later create a new version of these in the form of new Mid-Gauntlet. During the first movie, two heroes Midoriya was given a device called Full Gauntlets created by Melissa's shield. These gauntlets were designed to withstand the power of All Might. They allowed Midoriya to use 100% of One for All without injuring himself. After his fight against Wolfram at the end of the movie, the Full Gauntlet was destroyed. Met Hatsume's Mid-Gauntlets were created in conjunction with Melissa's destroyed Full Gauntlet. Combining them with new and bulkier Air Force gloves, with the Mid-Gauntlets, Midoriya would now be able to use higher percentages of One for All as he did in the Two Heroes movie. After the Paranormal Liberation War, Midoriya also started to wear Gran Torino's tattered cape. This serves as a reminder of the mentor who helped him unlock his full cowlick, but also aligns with the recent awakening of his float quirk, making the cape also a remembrance of Nana Shimura, who is the holder of said float quirk. After Deku vs Lady Negant, his left mid-gauntlet was partially destroyed. After the attack association of Deku's alongside other heroes when All For One's mansion was blown up, Costume Gamma truly transformed into his vigilante costume. Midoriya made the realization that his very existence as the holder of One for All puts all of his loved ones in danger. So he decides to run away to prevent them from getting targeted. This marks the turning point where Midoriya becomes a vigilante. The mansion's explosion gave Costume Gamma a monstrous appearance as it's stained in blood and dirt. The costume cloth and cape are tattered and coated with filth, which is a distinctive aspect of his vigilante costume. Although this is not intentional, the overall look this gives him is an intimidating and unheroic appearance. His mask is rusted and chipped, giving it a look of fangs. His iron soles have also been damaged and look like talons or claws. He now also consistently has up to 6 black whip tendrils active, which caused many people to be scared of him. He also was seen passively using his smokescreen quirk to conceal his identity, creating a more frightening appearance. He starts to wear his mask and hood more frequently to hide his face. Like All Might, Midoriya's eyes are concealed in shadows, with only his green irises visible, like his former blue. It's a complete 180 from the kind and approachable Midoriya that we got to know for the entirety of the series. His character design is made purposefully plain and non-threatening because that's who Midoriya is. Someone with a heart of gold, who wants to save people with a smile on his face. This Midoriya, however, is drawn in a completely different style than he previously was, with sharp and aggressive lines instead of his usual rounded features. He's walking with the same posture as the hero killer, Stain, with a slight slouch reminiscent of Predator ready to pounce on their prey, sneaking about yet ready to fight at any moment. This costume is very reminiscent of Midoriya's beta design, where his costume alpha is much more aggressive looking than it ended up looking in the final version. This is a nice callback to Midoriya's roots as a character, as he used to look a lot more unapproachable with his uninterested expression with his eye being covered by his hair. This costume is visibly reflective of Midoriya's deteriorating mental state. He's in constant state of paranoia, and he's developed eye bags from lack of sleep. Throughout the series, Midoriya has mentally changed alongside his costume, as he makes One for All his own. He slowly creates his own identity with new support items that help him with his own unique fighting style. Now, when Midoriya is all-time low, so is his costume. It's only until his classmates come to save him that his costume starts to look better again. After Deku vs Class 1A, Midoriya returned to the UA and temporarily wore his UA gym uniform like Costume Alpha 2.0. When Costume Gamma was rebuilt, it appears to be the final costume that Midoriya would draw on for the rest of the war arc. He receives another new pair of Air Force gloves with new makeshift mid-gauntlets and Gran Torino scarf. Repaired Costume Gamma also makes the design calls back to Costume Alpha, as the design pattern on his abdomen are now highlighted while instead of the black costume Beta Onward had. This is the current costume that Midoriya wears in the manga. The creator of My Hero Academia, Koei Horikoshi, stated that his plan was to end the series soon, so it is unlikely that Midoriya will have more costume upgrades before the series is over. Besides the hero costume he may wear in the future as the next number 1 hero, Midoriya's costume evolution currently ends here. Midoriya's costume is perfectly reflective of who he is as a character. He started as someone who didn't have the establishment sense of self, as his entire identity gravitated around the fact that he's a fan of All Might. After various experiences and fights that helped him master and make One For All his own, his costume started to evolve and have its own personality independent from All Might. Casually, Midoriya's clothing style is very plain, and it's shown in his hero costume as well. It's just a very simple jumpsuit with some color lines on the abdomen for aesthetic decoration. But that addition was his mom's stylistic cut. But there's nothing wrong with being plain, because, as Hirokoshi stated, I honestly think that the plainer he looks, the better. This is it for Deku's hero costume evolution. Please, let us know in the comments which version of Deku's hero costume is your favorite. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in all of this information. Thus far, I really hope you enjoyed it. Now there are a few things I like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, if you're in the mood of some great storytelling, We the Celestials have got you covered. Our We the Celestials, My Hero Academia, and Naruto What If channels retell the story of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details could be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, then I'd like to extend you an invitation to join our team. The only caveat is being that we only accept members from 16 and up to join our crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interest by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking forward for new members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video. So thank you for watching and have a great day.
Musicality.